Hi guys, it's Tenerife Island by Madre and today we are in the Teide National Park. Teide is a volcano whose height is 3,700 meters above sea level, and if you count from the base, which is underwater, as volcanologists say, its height is 7,500 meters. Teide volcano is one of the 10 highest volcanoes in the world. By geological standards, it's very young. It's only 200,000 years old. Teide is a stratovolcano. Stratovolcano or layered volcano is a type of volcano having a conical shape and composed of many ardent layers of lava, tephra, and volcanic ash. It is characterized by periodic explosive eruptions. Teide is crowned by the Pilon de Azúcar crater, where residual activity in the form of fumaroles and solfatars is still noted. Fumarole is a crack or hole located in craters on the slopes and at the foot of volcanoes and is a source of hot gases. Solfatars is the evaporating of sulfur dioxide and water vapor with an admixture of carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, and other substances released from cracks and channels on the walls and bottom of the volcanic crater. The solfatar temperature reaches 300 Celsius degrees. This phenomenon is typical for extinct or nearby volcanoes. The last eruption was 100 years ago, so we have another 100 years to enjoy the volcanic landscape before the next eruption. Of course, there is no excursion to the volcanic crater itself, but there is a funicular to a height from which you can watch all canyon and the surrounding extinct volcanoes, and it's safe for tourists. This is wild red bruce, other names Jewel Tower, red buglas, Tenerife buglas, Teide mountain buglas. The Spanish name of this plant is tajinatste rojo. The name is given in honor of the Swiss gardener and botanist Hermann Wildbret. It is endemic to the island of Tenerife, mainly the Teide mountains. The plant grows in the subalpine zone. It requires a lot of sun and can withstand dry conditions as well as frost up to -15 degrees. In Tenerife it blooms I see. Actually, it's lizard here. In Tenerife, it blooms from late spring to early summer. Therefore, there are still a couple of weeks before the end of flowering. So, come now and make some photos. The landscape here resembles Mars. There are practically no plants, only volcanoes, lava, and canyons. Volcanologists believe that the first eruptions on the site of the future island began about 50 million years ago, that the oldest rock found in Tenerife were formed about 7 million years ago. Until that time, only underwater eruptions occurred. Lava accumulated, creating the base of the island underwater. After a long accumulation of eruption products at the end of the Miocene epoch, about 7 million years ago, 3 mountain ranges began to rise above the ocean surface: Teno, Anaga, and Adeje. These zones were actually 3 separate islands. And about 3 million years ago, much more intense eruptions began to occur in the central part of the island, which in fact united Teno, Anaga, and Adeje into one island, Tenerife. The green color of the soil here is due to the activity of hydrothermal vents of volcanic origin. There are extinct volcanoes around. There are excursions to old extinct volcanoes, but there are just hollows and nothing more. According to the information stand, the ground under our feet is vibrating, but we can feel it. The circulation of underground water, gases and magma, the wind of the surface, the waves, and even human activity make volcanic terrain tremble constantly. This vibrating recorded on seismograph is unique for each volcano. So scientists compare this vibration with the vibration of the sun. Here we are in Teide volcano, and now we are moving towards Roques de Garcia. This is a stopping place for tourists who are going on an excursion to Teide Peak. The name of the rocks translates as Fingers of God. The Garcia's cliffs or rocks, anyhow you name them, are located on a hill above Llano de Ucanca. The rocks have impressive size. They are the remains of a wall that once separated 2 calderas from Las Cañadas. As a result of the impact of water and wind, the wall was destroyed and rocks of bizarre shape were formed. The most famous of them even have their own names: Roque Cinchado, La Catedral, La Cascada. It's very windy and cold here. Tourists are especially fond of Roque Cinchado. This rock is located 300 meters from the Teide volcano at an altitude of 2,100 meters above sea level. See, it is from the left side. Roca cinchada is different from other Garcia rocks. Its base is much thinner than the top of the rock. Because of the shape of the rock, it's also often called stone tree. It was the roca cinchada that was pictured on the 1,000 pesetas banknote, Spain one, before the euro come. Interesting fact, the rock of cinchada, roca cinchada, can be seen in several movies. For example, in Star Wars and Planet of the Apes. Cinchada rock is one of the symbols of Tenerife Island. You can see it everywhere. On posters, in some books, in some information, and of course the view here is very gorgeous. Near these rocks, the famous astrophotographer Daniel Lopez snaped the amazing Milky Way. There is even a Teide excursion at night when tourists come here at sunset with sleeping bags and cameras and shoot stars and make some photos and videos, and of course they watch some constellations at all night. As for me, this is very interesting one. The Astrophysical Observatory is here too. It is one of the first international observatories in the world in which telescopes were installed by different countries. The area has excellent astroclimatic conditions. So, thank you for being with me and take care of yourself. Bye.